Pit Bike 160, Group B gets underway. It's a close start into the first corner, and it looks like Ross Oliver, number treble 5, got the initial lead as they pile through the second corner. It's another good start, but Ross Oliver, there he is, treble 5, your race leader. Bradley Speed in there as well, number 4, and 84, Simon Becks, emerges in third place. And those two riders get the jump on the rest of the field. It's very tight in the midfield as they bang bars and jostle for position. But Russ Oliver with a clean track in front of him. He's got a lot of pressure from second place, so Bradley Speed shadowing in second, looking to try and get through. But Oliver shuts the door and leads the way onto the second half of the lap. They go down the straight, up towards the chicane. Oliver gets back on the power, your race leader, and starts to pull away slightly from Bradley Speed in second. Simon Becks in third, 84, just shadowing as they make their way through to the final corner. And then the rest of the field go flying through there. We've got Mikey Schuker, Craig Willits, Josh Gregory in there as well. But Oliver, your race leader, gets back on the power and starts to pull away from Bradley Speed. And it looks like Speed has been overtaken by Simon Becks, number 84, moving into second place. Let's wait and see when they got towards the top corner. And yes, indeed it is. Bradley Speed drops to third. And the new second place rider, Simon Becks, trying to put Russ Oliver, the race leader, treble 5, under some pressure. They go back down the hill into that really tight right-hander. Oliver, with the clean track in front of him, charges away. You see the rest of the field still charging through into the top corner a bit further down. But Oliver leads the way. Bradley Speed starting to close up slightly. He's clear of Bradley Speed. And Oliver goes through into the chicane. Let's see where Bradley Speed is, though, in second place. He's keeping the pressure on the race leader, Russ Oliver. And Oliver comes round the final corner. 4 riders very, very close into the final corner. They get back down the straight, and 84 has a run on the outside. Oh, but Ross Oliver there, the race leader, shuts the door on that first corner. Simon Becks tried to go down the inside there, but he's going to have to try again as they go up towards the top corner. And this time, Becks goes down the inside. Can he get him under braking? Yes, he does. So your new race leader, 84, Simon Becks, with a classic out-braking manoeuvre into that top corner. It's one of the best parts of the track to overtake on into that run into the third corner. And 84, Simon Becks, starts to pull away at the front. Oliver just shadowing in second place, trying to get a bit closer to return the favour, you might say, close up under braking. But he's coming under pressure from Bradley Speed in third place. Speed lost the lead on lost second place on the previous lap, but he's still there in third, and he wants to get past Russ Oliver to try and have another crack at the race leader. The fourth place rider in there as well, Mikey Schuker and Craig Willits, they're all well placed as well. But Becks goes flying around the final corner, down the straight, and into the left-hander. Oliver's still there. It's Speed in third, and Bradley Speed starting to close up on Oliver as they go up towards the top corner. Becks starts to pull away. Oliver guards the inside line. And second, third and fourth, all very, very closely poised as 84, your race leader, Simon Becks, taking advantage of that battle and starting to pull away at the front. Looking in great form as he starts to put a gap now between the second place rider, who will be closing up on the tail enders a bit later in the race. We just saw some yellow flags there. I think one of our midfield runners went down, but that, of course, won't bother the race leader. And Simon Becks gets back on the power. Oliver still in second place as they go into the chicane and up towards the final 2 corners. And Simon Becks makes his way up towards the final corner, gets back on the power and down the straight. Russ Oliver, treble 5, still there in second place, coming under a lot of pressure from Bradley Speed in third. But Speed battling away for third place. Oliver trying to pull away, and it's still very, very closely poised at the front of this Pit Bike 160. Simon Becks leads them into the top corner, but he certainly can't afford to make any kind of a mistake because he's got 4 riders in very close contention behind him. And Becks just keeping a cool head, looking for the fastest line around the corners, getting the apex is absolutely perfect. But the battle still rages behind him, because I just saw in the corner of the camera there that Bradley Speed is really starting to close up on Russ Oliver in second place. There goes Speed, the race leader, charges through into the chicane, and any moment now we should see that battle for second place just behind him as well. Oliver's still there in second, Speed right on his rear wheel, and 84, Simon Becks, the race leader, starts to pull away down the main straight. And Mikey Schuker also on the move as well. He set the fastest lap of the race, and that was a very impressive 55.805, so Mikey Schuker, number 175, he's also on the move. He's just on the back of that little battle there for second place. And another rider who can go into the equation as well. Bradley Speed really putting the pressure on the early race leader, Russ Ollivant, as Bex tries to pull away yet further. He's got the back markers a bit further down the track, so he's just trying to get a bit of a gap, you might say, before he closes up on those slower riders. Just behind him, there's a huge battle going on for second place as well. 84, though, Simon Bex goes through the chicane nice and neatly. We saw one or two of the tail enders just in front of him, but he's got a small gap. I'd say around 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds between first and second, as Bex gets back on the power down the main straight to complete another lap. He's starting to close up on the back markers. And still that battle for second place raging away. Mikey Schuker, number 175, in there as well. Craig Willits, Josh Gregory a bit further behind. As Bex closes up on the back marker, and he's going to have to take his time, make sure he gets through as quickly as possible, because he can't afford to relax, and he can't sit on the slow rider either. Oh, as he very neatly nips down the inside. He's not taking any chances there, not affording to relax for one instant, because he's got that gap, but it's very close between him and second place, only a couple of seconds in it. But Simon Bex, 84, charges down the straight. Now I'm just looking behind him in second place. I think Bradley Speed may have gone through into second place. So that battle for second still raging away, and Bradley Speed finally gets through. He's been putting Russ Ollivant under a lot of pressure on the last few laps, and now he's clear. But 84, your race leader, it's still Bradley Speed charging into the first corner. 84, Simon Bex charges into the first corner. Bradley Speed starting to close up in second place. And that's the man to watch there, number 4, Bradley Speed, really closing up on the race leader. Simon Bex into the top corner they go. Back down the hill, and of course we have got slow riders in front as well. So Bradley Speed now clear in second place and starting to put the race leader under some pressure. So Speed nips past the tail ender, who looks over his shoulder. You can see the leaders coming through, and very sportingly moves to one side to let them through. Speed just nips past the back marker, and now has a clean track between him and the race leader as Simon Bex goes through into the chicane. And I think Bex knows that Speed's closing up in second place. Simon Bex, who's led the majority of the race, gets back on the power, goes through towards the finish line and takes the checkered flag. So it's a race win from Simon Bex, Bradley Speed in second, and Mikey Schuker finished in third.